destruction sealed within his right hand. A true beast of prey. K-Dash. Kattari. Ora. Kakatte koiyo.
Yo, what's going on everyone? It's your boy King J. K-Dash is on the scene, one of my favorite designed characters in King of Fighters. So we got Kusa that's gonna give us the guide. Take it away, man.
Thank you. So hi everyone. Yeah, we're gonna be looking at K-Dash, one of my favorite characters as well in terms of design. I'm not typically playing him in this game yet because I haven't quite figured out the best way of using him, but I believe, you know, when mastered he can be really strong. So let's start off with his normals. That's his light punch. Again, a really good anti-air against hopes. Not all the characters have, you know, typically a light punch that's got a big you know, good range to stop jumping. So that's one of them. Stand B has a pretty good reach as well. Stand C, it is cancelable. And stand D, really good reach as well. And again, you can see a pattern here from the other videos. You can use this move from far to stop your opponent from jumping. Right, so typically after like a couple of lights, if you guard, try to jump, see? That's a good way of using it.
Nice.
Moving on to his crouching moves. Crouching A, crouching B. Crouching B is pretty good. You can do 3 hits before you can confirm with hind trigger. Down C is really good as well. Good anti-air as well to some extent. You might find that you trade every now and again, but it's very subjective to when you do it, the type of jumps, the type of moves or the input your opponent is going to be pressing. But you can use it as a mean of an anti-air if you feel uncomfortable with it. Down C, again, really good reach, and he does have a, you know, he's speedy, really good reach as well. His command grabs, he does have 2 command grabs. The first one is forward A, and he does have forward B. So a little bit about those 2 moves. The forward A puts you in a crumble state, but if you cancel it off any normal, it doesn't. And his forward B is an overhead, so if you crouch, that's an overhead right there. But if you cancel it, it doesn't. So just be mindful of that. The forward B is cancelable, so you can do things like that. B. And that's it for his normals. Moving on to his special. Typical K-Dash style, he does have his hind trigger. And of his hind trigger, he does literally have 5 different things he can do. The first one is, after the hind trigger, he can do forward A, can do forward C, forward B, forward D, and backward B. That's the blackout. So that's the 4 versions. So after the quarter circle A, you can do forward A, B, C, D, or backward B or D. Both of them do pretty much. The only difference between the B version and the D version is the distance he travels.
Yeah.
And so that's it for the hind trigger. He does have the EX version. The EX version through fireball that does multi-hits. The launcher is a bit better with a lot less recovery. If you crouch, the A version is an overhead.
Even on here, because usually they change properties, but
No, so typically you can do that.
So when you block it, it's still, because what I'm saying is usually, like you said with the properties, they usually change if you're doing a combo. But with that, it seems like it's overhead regardless.
Yeah, it is regardless, because it is a special move as opposed to the command move. So typically, the command moves change properties when they're cancelled from a normal, but the special moves do not change properties. So that's the only difference. So yeah, overhead really as a finisher, just end the round maybe. So, and the blackout is basically the same. Whether you do the B or the D version, he travels the same when he EX fireball. I did say that he has two, but he has three actually. He does have backward B. It's a really good move to use as a mean to sort of confirm, you know,
okay, cool.
combos. Right, so that's the backward B.
Yeah.
Moving on to his next special move, quadricycle B. The quadricycle B does a lot of it does travel a lot. So typically, at the range of a backward jump, you can still hit your opponent.
Yeah.
This move is cancelable by another quadricycle B, where he goes into slide. Be careful about using that, because although it is a low, it is very punishable. Right? Very punishable. The EX version, same, very punishable. That's the EX version of the normal. So the good thing to know about this is the EX version slide strong, and it launches you so high that you can connect a hind trigger, you can connect a command move. There are a lot of things that you can do off that special move, but we'll go over it on the tricks, tips and tricks. He does have a DP. That's the right version. The C version travels a lot higher and a lot further, and it does have a follow-up. So if you do DP, that's the normal version. If you, at the end of the third hit, if you do forward D, he does a kick that does a hard knockdown. What else has he got? He does have the blackout outside the hind trigger, so it used to be a really good mix-up against tools back in 14, because you would typically do a combo, use the hard knockdown and then the blackout to do a right and left mix-up. But again, because the right and left mix-ups in these games are not really predominant because of the reversal grab, then that kind of became a bit redundant. So it's a bit shame, because it was really one of his good tools and strong tools back in 14. So that's the blackout. We've done the DP, we've done the hind trigger. I think that's pretty much it for his special move. The EX version of the blackout is literally invincible frame 1. So if you're ever pressured in the corner and you want to get out of it, you can use that. Just be mindful that you can still get grabbed of it. The EX version of his DP, basically he does everything for you. He does the light version of the DP, the heavy version of the DP, and he does the finisher without you having to do anything. Pretty good damage, 163. And then let's move on to his supers. So just have two quadricycle A. Travels really fast. The C version is similar. One of the difference between this and KOF 14 is this version now doesn't go through you when you're on guard. So So if you actually guard, see back in 14 he will go through you, but here he just stays in front.
I never realized. You know what? In the older games, it's the same thing. I think you used to go through.
Yeah. That's the EX version. Again, doesn't go through you, just does a lot more damage. Then he's got a Rambo, which is a tip of back, where he throws his glasses in a stylish way. And the C version. And then he does have his climax. And that's about it for his special moves and normal moves.
Nice. So, do you want to go over just a quick roundup on the tips and tricks? Because this is a character that I want to learn, so it'll be good to kind of know a few tips.
Sure, no problem. So one of the things that, again, is different about K-Dash in this version of KOF as opposed to 15 is his hind trigger launcher can be cancelable into blackout even after you've done it. So most of his B&B will be using that. So if you open up your character with a crouching light kick, yeah, so he can do that. That's really good to confirm some of the combos. So again, you can do so yeah, you would typically use this as a really strong tool while you're playing. Anytime you open up someone, you want to be using that EX version of the hind trigger into the launcher, into the blackout, and combo of it after. So that's the number one basically tips that I would give to anyone who wants to start using K-Dash, using the hind trigger to confirm. The second thing I want to talk to you about, and I'll just give you this as a little treat here, King J. Yeah. So, do you remember we talked about his command moves, forward A and forward B? Now, there is a trick for you. If you cancel any normal outside a range where you can hit your opponent, these two moves are going to come out a lot faster. So if you do forward B is a slow move. But if you do it off of down A, cancel, it's a lot faster. So that allows you to do a lot. For instance, if you got someone in the corner, typically if you do hind trigger and you want to do this, you won't be able to do that, right? But if you cancel it, just like I explained, you can still hit. That's what it's for, literally. You need to cancel it. If you do down A, very quickly forward B, you will cancel down A, and B will be a lot faster. So that's that. That's one of the first tricks. And the second trick I would say about K-Dash is when you do if you want to, the forward B is an overhead, and you can cancel it with a EX particle back, and you can hit someone as well while he's falling again still. So you can extend some of the combos using
Wait 1 second. Didn't it look like she was gonna recover when you hit me?
Yeah. So you still got time. So here's another tip for you, and I think that's the reason why you asked the question. Is the EX hind trigger is free juggle in the air. Okay. So if you do this, you can still hit. See?
Okay, so for the people that are like, you know, learning on this, so like, you know, like certain moves like that, if you'd ever done an EX move, it would reset me. So how comes with that you can cancel into EX? Is that just, that's the general rule of the game, right? That you can do a jump move and cancel that?
It's not. It's not a general rule. It's just because some of the moves have very specific properties.
Okay.
And it was something that KOF used to have back in KOF 13 and other KOFs. And I just think it's a nice touch from SNK to bring this back into KOF 15.
Okay.
So I can show you a little. So you can use this move. You can use the air shadow using it on the while you're doing a backdash, right? And this, I think why it's very important. It's because you can actually extend some of the combos. So, say for instance, right? So you can, after the EX Tatsu slide, you can do backward B.
Okay.
So see that sort of thing. So if you do that, right, just based on the assumption that you can do. So you see here, I did a quarter circle D, but I can still extend that combo using the air Tatsu that I explained because of the juggle properties.
Yeah.
So if I do so again, his typical BNB would be to do a jump C, down C, back B, EX slide, back B again, hind trigger, and then you remember that trick that I gave you? You can do down B, down A into. So you do that, cancel it into a quarter circle kick in the air. You can do a DP. So it's a bit crazy at first. I started with 1 bar, I have more bars now, and I've done 500.
Crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, so, and that's about it. I guess for the tricks, it's just knowing that basically you can cancel his normals, command grabs, command moves, sorry, outside the hit range and just get them to come out faster. And the hind trigger in the air. The EX version is a free juggle which allows you to extend some of the combos.
Nice. Alright, well, thank you very much for the guide, man. I appreciate all the advice. Really, really appreciate it.
Ah, that's okay.
I hope you lot enjoyed it. I hope you lot watching there. We're going to be on to the next episode with the next guide. So, yeah. I hope you lot tune in. Take it easy, everyone.